everybody, welcome to Lauren Loves Color. This is Lauren. It is the end of July. It's almost August. By the time you see this, it will be August. No, shouldn't be August yet. Should still be July. So I wanted to share my plans with you for the month of August. Now, it's back to school time. And here in Texas, kids are going back to school, like within my school district, I think next week. Or maybe the week following, like the first or second week in August, they're going back. It's an unusually early year for the school year, but I think they're just trying to be cautious, you know, with everything with COVID, this Delta variant that's going around, which by the way is really bad here in Houston. And so we've started masking again. It's not required, but I'm just saying personally, we have started masking again just because it's starting to really affect kids at a higher rate. We're seeing kids get sick with it. We're seeing people who are vaccinated, some get sick with it. And so yeah, it's kind of a little bit of a scary time with all of that, and I'm getting a little bit of PTSD from what happened last year, and so I'm hoping we don't get to that place again, but that's just a total side note. So let's talk about the plans for August and what I have in store for coloring. So the very first thing that I want to show you guys is my monthly progress. This is something I got a lot of feedback on in my last video that y'all like to see this. And so I just want to openly share it with you. These are really more of the goals that I have specifically around social media. So around YouTube, Instagram, and things like that. And it's not necessarily, I had a goal set in mind for Instagram and YouTube for the year. But that's just kind of to continue to keep me motivated. But at the same point, I don't really have like a firm, I need to have so many subscribers, and if I don't, it's really bad. It's just more so interesting to see what months gain subscribers, what months don't, you know, when am I more successful than others. And so this is my monthly progress. Let's zoom in a little bit on the month of July. Just so you can see a little bit better down here. So these are the things that I track. My number of completed pages, which I don't have yet because technically I still have a few days left in July, and I didn't want to go ahead and stop tracking it because I'm not ready to track my completed pages video yet. I can tell you it is July 26th. And I have about 34 or 35, I think 34 pages colored thus far. So I'll have at least more than that by the time I do my completed pages videos. YouTube subscribers are already counted. I've finally reached 1,500. Hallelujah. Thank you so much. If you are a new subscriber, welcome. If you've been with me from the very beginning, welcome. This was a painful growth period from 1,000 to 1,500. It really seemed to slow down. It was like I would get subscribers, lose subscribers, get subscribers, lose subscribers. And that's totally okay, but it was just very interesting because I didn't really change much about what I did. I do think my content has been out. I haven't filmed and released as many videos this past month, but it was like I really hovered around that 1,500 mark for quite a while. So thank you so much for anybody who's new here, anybody who's been with me for a long time. I really, really appreciate the support. And your help in just continuing to grow my channel. For my Instagram followers, I gained, so YouTube, I gained about 63 subscribers this past month. And you'll see like years or months prior, like in January, I gained 118 from the month prior, 133, 135. I was like growing. And then I've all of a sudden just kind of hit this big stalemate with subscribers. It's just interesting. And YouTube goes up and down, things like that. I don't take it personally. Instagram followers, I've gained 51 Instagram followers, and so I actually had a pretty big spike in the number of Instagram followers that I've had, so thank you for those who've joined me over there. I have 989 Instagram followers, and my goal, this is the one goal that I still haven't reached yet, is to reach 1,000, and I feel like I'm really getting close to that. I mean, I only now need 11 in order to get up to that 1,000 point on Instagram, so that was really exciting, which I thought was cool. This is my little reward system to track books that I'm eligible to get, so I still have one book on my reward system that I'm eligible to buy. My hashtag Summer Sun Life 2021 did not do so hot this month. I only had 15 participants, but I'm so grateful for those 15. Thank you for participating in my hashtags. Anybody just tagging me in something, you know, to kind of show me their work and things like that, I really appreciate. I really like to see what you do and what you're interested in and what you like to follow. So I use these hashtags to motivate myself as well, to kind of give me a theme and something to focus on for the month. It doesn't always work out and sometimes almost demotivates motivates me from wanting to work on that because I'm like, I don't feel like it. I don't know. But we'll see. I actually changed my hashtag from what I had originally allocated for August because of what I was been wanting to color in lately. So we'll see if it works. And then new books, I acquired 13 new books. I'm kind of trying to keep track of how many books I have acquired throughout the year to add to my collection. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. Let's go ahead and look at how my progress was for the month of June. Nope, not June. Sorry. See, this is why I'm living in the wrong months. Not showing you what I need to show you. Okay, so let's look at July and how I did on July. So I actually did, Siri, I'm not talking to you. For the month of July, I actually did pretty well. I completed all of my goals except for one. This is where I get stuck with books. I really want to read books. I really get into books, and I'll read like the first. I am like literally 3/4 of the way through The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks. I'm 3/4 of the way through it. I rushed through the first part. I was doing really, really well. And in these past 2 months, I've just almost completely not listened to the audiobook at all. And so I need to pick it back up. It's not going to be a part of my goals for August. And I don't know if this is just demotivating me or what it is, but it's like I've been overly tired lately. I've been going back and forth to the office, and I thought that'd be a perfect time, just turn it on. But I've been so tired that I haven't wanted to listen to an audiobook, if that makes sense. I've more so wanted to listen to music just to kind of keep me amped up and going. And so I haven't really found my rhythm with the audiobook yet. So, I don't know, it worked really well for a while, and now I'm just kind of fizzled off. So, but I desperately want to finish this. I will finish this book, but that was the only goal I was not able to complete. I filmed a color in chat on shading with crayons. That seemed to be a very popular video. And so I've been asked by a couple more people to do some other tutorials or explanation videos, like how I do certain things. You'll see that in my plans for August. Buddy Colors did done a ton of buddy colors for the month of July. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 buddy colors for the month of July. Thank you to my buddies. I did Christmas in July. I did 2 pages out of my Christmas mosaics from Sun Life Drawing. I did 3 pages for Sun Life Drawing, and this was all I did. I mean, I was on like a Sun Life Drawing kick last month, and then, or for the month of June, and then in July, I didn't really want to color much out of there, so that was a thing. And then 10 books to finish, I did continue that. I did 4 pages out of my 10 books to finish books because I'm really trying to actually finish them, and now I'm starting to get behind because I'm coloring in all this other new stuff. It's just it's a thing. It's a thing. So, did pretty good for the month of July. Pretty happy with that. Let's look at the month of August. And so, this just brings me so much joy. I love pulling the little sticky notes off. I don't know. It just feels like an advent calendar to me from when I was like a kid and I could do that. I don't know. All right. We'll talk about this stuff down here. Don't worry about this for a minute. But number 1. All right. Videos. These are some of the requested videos that I have from you guys. And so I wanted to start keeping track of that a little bit. And so I usually write them on like scratch pieces of paper, or I just try to make a mental note and then end up actually forgetting. So I was like, I want to write this down because these are tutorials or asks from my subscribers that they actually want. And I make this content for you guys as much as I make it for me. And so it's really important to me that if there's something that you see that you want demoed by me, that you feel comfortable with it. One was actually a really good suggestion. I had a subscriber that wants to know how I use my swatch books. I use these 2 books here, the color chart books, which are fantastic. I love them so much that I actually own 2 of them just because I own a lot of different mediums and markers and pencils and, you know, all of that kind of stuff. And so this subscriber in particular wanted to know how I use these books. And then what I figured that I might do is, because so many people are interested in my supplies and my coloring supplies, was to actually show you the supplies as I show you the swatches in the swatch book. If that's something that interests you, let me know down below in the comments. I'm thinking about doing that so that I can actually show you my supplies, because I get requests all the time to do supply videos, book collection videos. They take a lot of time, but I definitely want to do them. Now, this does not encompass all of my supplies, but this could definitely be a good dip into the supplies that I use the most, because most of my supplies that I absolutely love and adore are swatched in these books. Just a thought. Okay, second one that somebody mentioned was alcohol marker techniques, which I still haven't done. I carried that over from last week, was specifically how to keep from streaking. with alcohol markers, and that would probably be like a 5-minute video if I were to do it, which I definitely could do a 5-minute video, but I'm thinking about combining these two things together. Knowing how to use alcohol markers and then also using distress inks and distress oxides. I get a lot of questions about the two of those. What's the difference? What are they like? How do you like them? Etc. etc. So I figured it might be a good opportunity for me to show how to use those in a page that I use alcohol markers in. I actually ordered a book that's coming in soon that I think is going to be suited very, very well for this. Plus, I also had somebody who told me that they wanted to see another video with me shading with crayons because they just thought it would be good to see the technique like more than once, but like more so go into depth, like what colors am I using, how am I choosing those colors and things like that. So I may do something that's a little bit of all three, because I can do all three in one page and have kind of that together as like a, you know, is really kind of a coloring tutorial or a color with me. So I may be asking some videos in the poll, or be asking some questions in the community poll about what you want to see. Do you want to see these as separate videos? Do you want to see them together? Do you want to actually do a color with me page? So like I would show you what book I'm coloring, or let you choose the book. I can give you a few different options. Let you guys choose the book that I color, choose the mediums that I color with, and then actually do a coloring tutorial and show you how I color, and share the mediums that I'm using and like what the actual colors are that I'm using of the crayons or markers or, you know, whatever. And then that way you can actually copy the page. I used to do that when I first started in adult coloring because it was easier for me to learn the techniques if I didn't have to think about the colors. So if somebody was telling me, hey, I'm using Prismacolor pencils, I'm using Cali Art markers, I'm using, you know, Sakura white jelly pens, white jelly roll pen, whatever it is that you're using, I then knew, okay, well, I could pull the colors aside, pull the page aside, literally be coloring the same page and be pausing throughout and following that person along to see how I implemented the technique. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if that's something that you want. So I'm going to ask in the community tab probably, or in some community posts, or I may just do it, or I may just not do it. I don't know. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what kind of videos you're looking for too. I appreciate anybody who ever reaches out and tells me, hey, I want to see something. I want to film it for you. So yeah, because I've been there, you know, being a new colorist and things too. I want to know what to do. Take 1 to 2 days of PTO for myself. I did this a few months ago. I want to do it again. I took PTO last month for some actual vacation time, but I want to take 1 to 2 days off, like by myself. So like that, be at home by myself, just to do some. I always like to use it to like run errands, but I also use it to like just totally de-stress. So go get a manicure, go and color for a day, film some videos, do whatever I want to do. So I'm thinking about doing that. Number 3 is going to be buddy colors. I've lined up 5 buddy colors for the month of August. That might be somewhat aggressive, but I really enjoy buddy colors. You guys help me figure out as my collection gets larger of books, it gets more overwhelming to decide what I want to color in. So it's really great when somebody reaches out and is like, hey, you want to color an X book? And it's like, sure, you know, and we pick a page and we go from there. And I really, really, really enjoy that. 10 books to finish. I still desperately need to continue with my 10 books to finish. I need to finish 4 pages out of there. I need to get back on track, back on the road. I've been coloring in all these new books, which is great, but I really need to get back to coloring what I really want to color. 5, start filming my coloring book collection. So you're going to hear about that more in a minute. I have had, since I started my channel, I have had people requesting for me to film the collection of books that I have. And really when I started this, I think I had 21 books, which is still a really decent size amount of books. But I'm looking at my books now. I probably have 100, maybe somewhere around 100. I'll have to actually count and see how many books that I have, but I really think it's time. A lot of people I had seen had been filming, you know, book collections and stuff like that too, and kind of getting that out right after the new year, and that has kind of started to slow down. And also my ideas for filming, not that they've slowed down, but just I'm used to filming the same videos over and over again. So I want to mix it up a little bit. So I think I'm going to do my coloring book collection, and the way that I'm going to do it, I kind of tried to segment it down here. I had a subscriber that actually, again, brought up a really good idea, that liked my top 10 CBN tag, you know, my ranking of my, ranking of my books. And I had a lot of people say, well, I'd love to see your Color Questopia books ranked and what books you have. And I was like, that's a really good idea. So I actually have kind of, these are like my book categories that I'm thinking of. So these might be separate videos, or I may combine two smaller publishers into one. But actually taking that publisher and then ranking the books that I have. So like Color Questopia, Sach and Sach Diva, Camellia Angelkova, you know, Jade Summer, you know, all those things, taking the books that I have and actually ranking them. So in some way it's a little bit of a combination video. Like you get to actually see my collection that I have with that publisher, but then you also get to see how I would rank them and what are like my top and what are like the top books in my collection that I go to all the time if I were to just choose one. So I thought about doing that. And I think that's just going to be a very interesting way to do my filming. And so these are kind of the ways that I plan on doing it. And then number 6 is going to be my hashtag for the month. This is going to be Angelkova in August. You guys love Camellia Angelkova. I'm very clear by the buddy color request that I got this past month. I love her too. I just came across her books. Her books were sent to me for my birthday back in May. So I have just had them for a couple of months and I have been so drawn to them. I colored a lot in the books this month. And so I just thought this would be perfect to do an Angelkova in August. You know, plus the alliteration is there. So, you know, there's that. So I want to color at least 3 Camellia Angelkova pages. I mean, these are great opportunities to do buddy colors and things like that. A lot of you guys have these books because they're very, they're also very affordable books. So people seem to amass a decent collection of her books. So number 7 really kind of goes along with that. Is the very first collection that I plan on filming is my Camellia Angelkova collection. I plan on ranking these in order with what I have. And so that way you guys can see all of the books that I have, which ones are my favorite and which ones are not. So I always do this for the tags and stuff anyways. This is in no particular order. This literally, I grabbed this off of my bookshelf and was like, here's my actual collection. I just want to show you what some of the books look like in case you're interested. This is her newest release. This is, let's zoom out a little bit so you can actually see what I'm doing. This is 50 Jungle Miniatures by Camellia Angelkova. All of these books are really the same. They're about $4.99 on Amazon. They're absolutely phenomenal. I will leave some links down below to the books you're about to see now. I have the 50 Summertime Miniatures. So this is also great if you want to buddy color in any of these, you know what I have. I have the 50 Nighttime Mandalas, and somebody's really texting me. That's probably my husband. 50 Ocean Miniatures. I have 50 Romantic Miniatures. Basically, I have all of the miniature books. I have 50 Winter Miniatures. 50 Autumn Miniatures. And then I have 50 Spring Miniatures. So I have all of her miniatures collections. Those are my absolute favorite. And then I have one mandala book, but she has quite a few different mandala books and things as well. So that is my collection of Camellia Angelkova. Please join me for Camellia in Angelkova in August. So it is her last name, Angelkova, Angelkova in August. Please join me for that hashtag. I would love to see you there. Love to see your colored pages and how you color them creatively. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. I will see you in my next video. Bye.